It began with a smell. Not rot. Not incense. Something in between, earthy, old, and faintly sweet, like dried roses mixed with iron. It came up through the cracks in the stone floor of St. Marin's Chapel, a forgotten village church built sometime before 1420, its bell long rusted into silence. Brother Tomlin noticed it first. A quiet monk, widowed by plague and silenced by grief, he'd taken to lighting the morning candles while the rest still slept. That morning, he lit the sixth taper and paused. The scent was strongest near the altar. And the stone tiles beneath it had shifted. Slightly. Just enough to break the line of grout. He said nothing at first. But by week's end, the scent had deepened, permeating the nave, clinging to ropes, lingering in the pages of scripture like perfume on skin. Parishioners stopped coming. Birds no longer landed on the spire. A child fainted during Mass and awoke with scratches down her arms, though no pew had splinters. So they summoned the rector. Father Ewan arrived 2 days later. A learned man from the city, with silver-framed spectacles and an iron key to every door in the diocese. He declared it mold. Earth damp. Told them to air the place out. Still, he agreed to have the floor stones lifted, if only to calm the whispers. They chose a mild day. Clouded, grey, the sort of sky that presses close to the earth like a lid. 4 men came with chisels. The altar was moved, revealing 6 uneven stones. Each one marked with a faint circle, no writing, just a ring, etched deep and exact. No one remembered seeing it before. The first stone was lifted easily. Beneath it, soil. Nothing more. The second, the same. But the third stone hissed when lifted. A sharp breath of cold air rushed out from the gap, like a held breath finally released. Underneath, a hole. Not large. 2 feet wide. But deep, impossibly so. No bottom visible. Just saw-line walls that dropped into a darkness that swallowed torchlight. They lowered a rope. 60 feet down, it still did not touch ground. Brother Tomlin watched from the back of the chapel, clutching his rosary with bloodless fingers. He knew. Somehow, he knew. This had been buried for a reason. The rector insisted it was an old well. A forgotten crypt, perhaps. They sent down a lantern, tied to cord. It vanished in the dark. The cord went slack, no jolt, no bounce. Just slack. When they pulled it up, the cord came back frayed. As though something had rubbed it raw. They sealed the hole by sundown. 3 days later, the church cats disappeared. The youngest novice, Henry, claimed to hear voices in the walls, soft murmurs in Latin, though he could not read. Another monk began sleepwalking, stopping always in the same spot over the sealed hole, hands clasped in prayer, face pale and wet with tears. At night, the smell grew stronger. The rector returned to the city. He never spoke of what they found. But he never came back. Brother Tomlin stayed. So did Henry. So did the others, bound by vows and fear and something unspoken. And every year on the same morning, fog thick against the windows, candles flickering low, the stone over the hole sinks by half an inch. No matter how often they seal it. They no longer speak of what lies beneath. But they all smell the roses. And sometimes, if you stand in the chapel alone, you might hear breathing. From under the floor. Breathing that matches your own, until it doesn't.